Tributes are being paid to a man whose career spanned the worlds of stage, screen and football. Bill Kenwright, who has died at the age of 78.
From Coronation Street to Goodison Park via Broadway and the West End, he appeared to be living several boyhood dreams and loving it. Vincent McAviney has been looking back at his life.
So what do you want to do? Have a nice cup of coffee, game of matchbox rugby, or shall I read your fortune in the tea leaves?
Can you?
A young Bill Kenwright had his first brush with fame playing Gordon Clegg on the cobbles of Coronation Street in 1968.
Will you stop going on about it? No one's going to pinch the shop just because we're in here.
A plum role for an aspiring actor, but he stayed only a year, returning occasionally for guest appearances over the decades, for it was a career in showbiz off-camera where he made his fortune. Kenwright became one of the UK's most successful theatre producers, best known for long-running hits like Joseph and Blood Brothers.
Can we go again from I've Got a Message?
Kenwright was prolific, winning multiple awards over 6 decades for his West End, Broadway, UK and international touring productions. He's credited with helping to start the careers of many current West End producers and is estimated to have employed more actors in many years than any employer besides the BBC. His stage business gave him the platform to get involved with the football club he loved as a boy in Wavertree, Liverpool. In 1989, he went from treading the board to a seat on the board of Everton, before becoming chairman in 2004, having spent £20 million to become the club's majority shareholder.
Nothing I've ever done compares to this. But if I could be one of the people that actually made those Everton fans smile again, the way we've done in the 60s and 70s and 80s, and brought a joy as we go into the millennium, I'll sleep good at night.
Though he didn't manage to bring silverware to Goodison Park, over 19 seasons the club did enjoy securing 12 top 8 finishes, including a top 4 finish in 2005. Earlier this month, Everton announced Kenwright had undergone a successful operation to remove a cancerous tumour from his liver, but required a prolonged period in intensive care. However, he passed away on Monday peacefully, surrounded by his family and loved ones, aged 78. Tributes have been flowing in for Kenwright, with actress Elaine Page tweeting she was in mourning for a tour de force of theatre worldwide. Linda Nolan, who he cast in Blood Brothers, said the role changed my life. Thank you for everything. R.I.P. Bill, you'll never be forgotten. While Sir Ian McKellen, who's currently starring in one of his productions, said, whether the West End lights will be turned off in his memory, certainly our business will be dimmer now he has gone. Survived by his partner, actress Jenny Seagrove, daughter Lucy and 2 grandchildren, Bill Kenwright proved passions for football and performing arts can play well together.
Well, one family who know all about Bill Kenwright's generosity and his love of Everton are the Nuttalls.
Yes, Laura Nuttall died earlier this year at the age of 23 from a brain tumour. Her mum, Nicola, posted this message on social media last night. She said, "We kept this quiet at the time, but when Laura was first having treatment in Germany for brain cancer, Bill Kenwright donated £50,000 to make it possible. No fuss, no publicity, just genuine kindness from a real gentleman and a true blue. Rest in peace, Bill, and thank you."
Well, Laura's mum, Nicola, joins us now from Lancashire. Morning, Nicola. Thank you so much for talking to us this morning. He was quite an incredible man, wasn't he?
Yeah, he really was. I just got emotional listening to that tribute to him. I never met Bill in person, but I spoke to him on the phone twice, and he was an incredibly kind and thoughtful man. And even when he was having his own health issues, he phoned us the week that Laura died to offer his condolences. But I initially wrote him a paper letter, to explain Laura's situation and that we were trying to raise money for her treatment in Germany when we'd run out of options in the UK. And he phoned me up. I was literally parking the car and it came through in the car, and he went, "It's Bill Kenwright here." I don't think I've ever been more shocked in my life. And basically he said, "How much money do you need?" And we had a target that we were £50,000 short for. And he said, "I will get that in your bank account tomorrow morning." And he did, which is just incredible. And it wasn't publicity, it wasn't for attention. You know, he had absolutely no need to do that, and it was just a kindness. And I've heard since then via Twitter that he donated £200,000 to the Bradley Lowry Fund, and there's just umpteen stories about his just generosity and kindness, both in the theatre and giving people their first break, and also just helping people that were really struggling, whether they were Everton supporters or not. He was just a really good man.
Yeah, and Nicola, it's, as you said in your tweet, wasn't it? No fuss, no publicity, just genuine kindness. You know, and it tells us a lot about a person, doesn't it, that?
Yeah, it really does, because particularly in the world of social media, kindness and generosity seems to be a form of publicity, doesn't it, really? But for him, it was just, he had the most enormous heart, and he didn't want to see people suffering. He didn't want to see people struggling. And if he could help, then he would. And it was very low key, and just the job was done. You know, literally, somebody phoned the next morning and asked for bank details. Just incredible.
What was he like to talk to?
Oh, he was great. He was full of stories and full of just chat and bonhomie, and he was really entertaining, actually. And on the conversations that we've had, which were only a couple, you always put the phone down feeling better than you did when you picked it up. And I think it's also the fact that it's the things that you don't know. There's the things that people do in private that really define a person, the things that no one else sees. And you know, just actually being on the phone for half an hour, just chatting about football and about health issues and things. He was just friendly and open and generous with his time.
How will you remember the impact that he had on your family?
Well, on our family, I think he gave us more time with Laura. So I will always be incredibly grateful to him for that, because that's time we won't ever get back, and it's really precious to us. But you know, before that, we loved him as a Blue anyway. We loved him for what he'd done for the football club, and although he'd had quite a hard time with the fans lately, he was Everton as well. And yeah, he's left a big hole in our lives, really.
Nicola, thank you so much for talking to us this morning and paying tribute to Bill Kenwright, who
my condolences
obviously...
to Bill's friends and family.
Thank you, Nicola. Nicola Nuttall, thank you very much indeed.